guys, it's Purple Ferret here. Merry Christmas! Although this is kind of late, that's because I am currently recording with two of my Christmas presents. I got a drawing tablet and I received a microphone as well. I decided to draw a character that I drew for Christmas in my real world sketchbook, but I didn't record that process on paper because I had no idea what I was doing really. I was just doodling. And then I decided to draw her digitally, and then I received a drawing tablet, so why not do it on that? So anyway, you can probably see that she is an elf. She's holding some hot chocolate because I wanted hot chocolate at this point because it was really cold outside where I live. It's usually cold, but this was like extreme cold. It was like 7 degrees outside, which was not fun. This is the first full illustration that I've done on my drawing tablet. I did a few little tests, like sketches before that, but that's about it. They were all colored, like test illustrations, but they weren't, like they didn't have a background or anything, which is what makes this one different. Well, not the only thing that makes it different. I'm drawing on a drawing tablet, which means that it's connected to my laptop and not its own freestanding thing, which means I'm drawing in Photoshop for pretty much the first time. I've used Photoshop like for school stuff, but not for my own personal illustrations. If I did have to pick a favorite Christmas gift, it would be my drawing tablet over my microphone, just because I can use it every day. But my microphone is a very close second, because I don't know if you can tell, but if you even listen back at the previous video that was just like posted like at Thanksgiving, it's this very stark difference quality wise in my audio, which I am very excited for. I realize now that I should probably be talking about the actual speed draw, so I'm doing a sketch right now of her, cat, a window, some Christmas decorations and stuff, and I think the sketch is like what really helped me figure out what I was doing, because I just kind of sat down, I didn't know what I was drawing, and then I decided to draw her, and then I decided that that wasn't enough, which is like a very correct statement. She wasn't enough for just the drawing, because it's a very wide canvas and she needed to be in a scene. If she had not been drawn by me before this, I wouldn't have chosen to do her, because I have another character named Mistletoe, and she's not an elf, but she's very Christmas themed, so she would have worked perfectly for this kind of thing. And bonus point, she has another character that she goes with, so I would have been drawing two characters kind of similar like this, except it would be not a cat. Either way, we ended up with a cat, so it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to shape her feet, by the way, because she's wearing boots, and I'm not really good at drawing shoes. I've gotten better, but not really. So, with the official line art layer, I'm gonna try and fix those. Something I've learned about myself is whenever I can draw in a more sketchy style, I tend to draw more sporadically, I guess, because sporadic drawing just keeps me focused on the drawing instead of getting distracted by other things. It also keeps me from adding completely unnecessary details to drawings, like I'll like add cross-hatching and hatching to my traditional drawings that definitely don't need cross-hatching, because I will be like, I don't know what to do next, because I focused on one part and then nothing else. Speaking of being distracted, this was drawn in multiple sessions because I was hanging out with family because it was the week of Christmas, and we were doing all kinds of things. My dog needed a bath, so we gave her a bath, and it was fun, but like I had just started recording, so the first recording of this was like 2 minutes long because I had to get up and go bathe the dog. Hopefully this is just the beginning of speed draws on my new drawing tablet, and because they're way easier to make than speed draws on my Kindle, and screen recording video games on my Kindle, because that was just not it. I also have like several like animation ideas in my head, and that makes it slower to like actually happen for the channel. So like hopefully this will help fill the gaps in between things, because currently this has only taken me about this is like the third day working on this video, like from start sketch to editing the video, so hopefully this is a really good format. I feel like I keep getting sidetracked with what's happening on the screen and like going off on tangents about other things, but I'm drawing the cat now. The sketch wasn't very good of the cat, so I had to make up a lot of the details on the cat afterwards, because I draw animals a lot in my sketchbook, so like I'm used to drawing cats, so like I didn't really have to worry about anatomy placement like in the sketch layer, so I just kind of avoided doing it until the line art. I was also kind of messy with the garland at the top of the screen in the sketch layer too, because I knew I wouldn't like how it looked in the sketch layer anyway, so why spend time working on it there when I could work on it on the line art layer and make it look good there. So I didn't really worry about it. I set up all the layers ahead of time for this because I didn't want to have to worry about it while I was recording, and then I ended up adding one later anyway. I don't remember if I cut that out or not. We'll see when I get there with the voiceover. But anyway, I set it up so that I would have a sketch layer and all that jazz. I had trouble with like the line tool, trying to get it to work for what I wanted, but I eventually just stopped trying to deal with it and decided to just draw the line. It was not worth giving myself a headache. I'm now moving on to cleaning up the line art because it's a little messy, and it will still be messy for a while even after I clean it up, because I decide several times that her face doesn't look right. So I fixed her face twice. Like, I figured out that her eyes didn't look happy. She looked kind of tense, like the meme where it's like the dog with the fire and it's like, this is fine. So I decided to fix that, and then later I decided that her eyelash was way too high up on her eye, so I fixed that also. But that's like much later, like almost at the end.
An interesting thing about my microphone is I should be able to record my own voices, because I can use my microphone as a voice changer directly into my editing software just through the settings on my microphone.
So I think that's pretty cool. I hope you all do too. It also is really cool. I was able to make a setting for my brother to play Foxy in the FNAF series, which I think is pretty cool. He's also going to be playing younger characters too, but like he went ahead and recorded those lines because I'm not going to need those lines for a few years, and he's going to get older in those few years, so he recorded those lines now since I have a good microphone. I feel like you all might have noticed that I started coloring. Don't get too attached to the pink stripes on these leggings. They're not staying. They're gonna leave. Because I drew her and then I wasn't using her as a reference for the sketch at all. Because like I could do the line art in the sketch without her physically being there with my sketchbook, but not so much for coloring because I had a very specific color scheme, and then this is me being like, wow, that's the wrong color red, because I thought it was a much deeper red that I used, but apparently I colored her with bright red hair. As well introduce you to her. Her name is Candy Cane, by the way. I came up with that name for her hair. She doesn't have just red hair. I haven't added that yet, but you'll see soon that she has a very, very striped hair. I don't know why I said very, very, because it's just stripes. It's like, it's kind of like if she put like highlights in, but I imagine that her hair is natural that way. I'm fixing the stripes. There are red and pink stripes on the white leggings. Or they could be red leggings with pink and white, or pink leggings with red and white. I'm not sure. Mistletoe also has these leggings. They're just a little different on her. Like, they're not perfectly like right across. I think they're like tilted a little bit. But I want to reuse that design element because I like it so much. I also decided to shade the sweater and anything white with blue because I like how that looks, and it also makes it look kind of snowy and wintry, which is accurate. This is me deciding to put in the stripes. At this point, I'm not really referencing the stripes as much as I should. I fixed them a little bit later. Actually maybe a lot later. I'm not sure. Especially the strand in the front where the white doesn't go all the way down. It does in the actual drawing, so I fixed that later. Now I'm adding color to the background layer. I made sure to put it on a different layer because I didn't want to have to worry about coloring in the background and then matching the colors correctly. Like I wanted to be able to change the background colors at any time without having to worry about going around the characters, I guess. Because like putting the carpet down, I changed the carpet color later because the brown is just really ugly, and it doesn't really go, but I fix it later, so it's all good. I honestly should have fixed the yellow. I never fixed the yellow. I feel like it should have been a little bit of a lighter yellow, or I should have added some variation in the wall texture because it ends up kind of looking flat compared to everything else at the end, but it looks kind of okay. I feel like it might be a little bit weird to have garland hanging at the top of the walls. Garland is usually reserved for like outdoor decorations at my house, so I don't know why I put it inside, but it makes the wall look less boring, I guess, and the window look less awkward, so I guess it works. I feel like it's kind of hard for me to believe, but all of this that you've seen so far is all just the first day of drawing. And I was up past midnight drawing because we were having so much fun that we took a break to play a card game, and then when I came back it had been 2 hours later, and so it was 10, and then I drew for 2 more hours, and then I still wasn't done, so I went to bed. It is about to end that drawing session because I finished the window before I go to bed, and then I decide it's bedtime, I'm too tired, I'm not gonna finish this, and then I get around to drawing again around 10 in the morning because I stayed up late that night. So here's where I decide that the eyes look a little creepy, so I fix them. But remember, this is just the first time. There's one more at the end where I fix it again. I debated making her eyes blue on paper because I was all like, I don't want her to look too much like Ariel, but like she had stripes in her hair, so like she already didn't look like Ariel, so I went ahead and gave her blue eyes regardless. And I think it really suits her because like they look really, instead of being like a warm color, they're cool colors, so they look wintry, I guess. I'm also cleaning up the color layer now because her hair is very messy and I'm adding some shading to the hair to add some depth. I still don't fix the white strands in the hair until way later though, because I take and this is also broken up into 2 sections. Ironically again because my dog had a vet's appointment and she got dropped off, and then that's when I did this first drawing session. And then after we got back with her, that's when I did the next drawing session. So after that, I see like a bunch of things wrong with it, because it's always good to step away from your art to see what's wrong with it and what can be improved, because if you do it all at once, you won't end up with the best product, even though if you're like in the zone, you might. But I've learned from my own personal experience that that's not always the case. I'm never in the zone when I need to be. Like, I had to be in the zone for one of my projects, and I physically could not do it because I was like, I put myself behind schedule because I couldn't focus on the work because I wasn't in the zone and it was just a bad art day. So I had to work extra hard the next day, and luckily it was a good art day, and so I got a lot of work done on it, but like that could have been really bad. Since I'm working on the cat, I should probably tell you that at this point I had no idea what the cat's name was gonna be. I didn't name the cat until the very end of the video whenever I was doing final touches on the piece, so I ended up calling the cat Snowball just because I made the cat like pure white, gave the cat blue eyes and a very soft pink nose, and I was like, she would name her cat Snowball. I envisioned her naming her cat Snowball. She doesn't have a backstory or anything, but all I know is she has a cat named Snowball. I switch very quickly between what I'm doing on even different layers, but right now I'm still on the color layer. But I'm cleaning up the shading and the leggings and just like adding shading where there isn't shading. And then it's just to keep me from getting bored, because if I would get bored, I would switch what I was working on, because if not, it would not get done. I'm a very big procrastinator, but luckily I know when I'm about to procrastinate, so I can switch gears and work on something else. Speaking of the leggings, later I might show Mistletoe, and then you all can like compare the leggings and decide who wears them better, because they have very similar leggings, but with her name being Candy Cane, I thought she deserved Candy Cane leggings. Because Mistletoe has candy cane leggings, but just because she's literally wearing a modified Santa outfit, like, she has candy cane leggings, boots that are similar to these, but they're shorter, I think, and then she's wearing, like, a red dress that has, like, instead of having, like, the, white trim along the bottom, it's like a sash through the whole skirt, and then it loops around to the bottom, but it doesn't go all the way around. And then it also is up on one of her sleeves, and then on the other one it's on the cuff of her sleeves, so that it lines up a little bit with the dress, because it's not a very long dress because she wears leggings underneath. Candy Cane's wearing just a sweater. It could be like a sweater dress, but I imagine she's just wearing an oversized sweater for fun. Outfit's just a little more simple, I think. She's just dressed a little more casually. She's just chilling inside her house so she can enjoy Christmas and not be cold. I feel kind of bad for how ridiculously long this video is compared to a lot of my other videos, because there's still a good chunk of video left, and I'm tired of talking about the video. So I feel like maybe I'm gonna start trying to make them shorter. Like I've speeded this video up so much because like the footage was just like, I didn't speed up the beginning clips as much as I probably should have. They're only like 500 times speed, whereas like the last clip is like 1,000 times speed, which I feel like I should have done everything a little bit higher, like maybe 800 for the shorter clips. I feel like that would have worked better. Here I am changing the color of the carpet, adding shading to the background level and coloring in all the finer details. In the original sketch layer, I turned that on for a second because that's really helpful for what I'm doing. I didn't add line art for the string lights because I felt like it would look better if it was just color, so those are going to be added back in later, in case you all were worried about that. I can't imagine that you would be, because I barely noticed it as I was recording the voiceover, so I doubt you all noticed it either. I feel like the picture's starting to come together. There's the string lights I was talking about, with like all the cleaning up the background and like the foreground, and everything just looks nicer. There I am fixing the hair, which I did yesterday and it feels like forever ago, but like also very recent. Here's where I add in another layer where I needed a transparent color to go over the background in the window. And then here I am adding texture to the window structure. Is it paints the glass? I need to like look that up and figure it out. I didn't even have to Google it. I just remembered it 5 seconds later. It's window frame. I'm texturing the frame. And also fixing the greenery. Shading to the ribbons up there. These are like the final details before I color the line art, which is on its own layer, and I'm glad I figured out how to do that, because it's kind of important to me to do that, because it looks like it's one of the things that you can do more easily with digital art, and it's like meshing digital and traditional art together. And I've wanted to do that, but every time I do it, it never looked right before, because like I would trace the line art on a different layer and then delete the other one, and it would look fine, but like it wouldn't look right because I didn't have like it, and it was just too time consuming for me to want to do. This was time consuming in different ways, so coloring the line art was just very satisfying to me. Now I'm adding shading underneath the tree with the tree skirt, and I think that turned out really well. I also shaded the greenery, and I added texture to, you can kind of see it now, but I think it looked really good. I was listening to Heat Miser, Snow Miser, that song, just the TikTok trend version of it. I like the full version too. It's just I was listening to that one on repeat instead because I just had it open listening to that while I was drawing this part. Not the whole thing. I just got I needed an extra boost. I'm glad that it's nearing the end of the video and all the final details are getting there. I haven't colored the line art yet, but trust me, it'll look good. I sped up this part more than every other part, so it might look a little if it bothers you, I'll try to record less stuff. There I am fixing the eye again. And the hair again, I guess. I guess I still wasn't satisfied with it. I thought I was satisfied with it at this point. I'm also blending her face, blush, and I think I added freckles too. Yeah, I added freckles. I don't know if I've done it yet. It's hard for me to kind of see from where I am because it's just an itty bitty, it's very small from where I am because it's a small little window showing me what's going on the screen while I'm recording the audio. And here I am painting the line art. It looks very nice when it's done. I did color her eye line art blue for a second just to see how it looked. I didn't like it, so I didn't keep it, obviously, but I liked how it looked on the cat, so I kept it on the cat. I can't believe that the end of the video came so fast. I was just complaining about how long it was taking. It felt just a few seconds ago, but no, it was several minutes ago that I was complaining about that. All the final details are getting wrapped up and starting to look nice. It's still messy at the end, especially the cat. But I didn't seem to mind it that much yesterday or now, so I didn't fix it at all. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you like it so I know that you do, and I'll do this more often, and probably not as long as this one. It'll probably be 15 minutes next time. Bye!